Are you ready to transform your pool into a stunning oasis? At Mainland Pool Service, they're a family-owned business committed to keeping your pool looking pristine all year round. They believe that pool care should be proactive, not reactive, which is why their skilled team handles everything from routine cleaning to complex issues with precision. They prioritize clear communication and personalized solutions to exceed your expectations. Join the Mainland Pool Service family today and experience the difference their expertise and dedication can bring to your relaxation retreat. Contact them now at mainlandpoolservice.com.
Orthopedic injuries can be unpredictable, unforeseen, and unscheduled, and Ortho South understands this better than anyone. Since your injuries don't make appointments, you don't need to either. That's because Ortho South welcomes walk-ins during the weekdays, in the evenings, and even on Saturdays. So next time an unforeseen injury makes an unscheduled appearance in your life, visit orthosouth.org to find your nearest urgent care location. Just walk in, and Ortho South will take care of everything, especially you. Learn more at orthosouth.org. That's Orthosouth at orthosouth.org.
Tiger, I guess, probably delivered or created the biggest headline from the weekend by leaving open the possibility that he will play at the Masters.
I don't think it's very likely, but anything with Tiger seemingly throughout his career, even in the late stages coming off injuries, has been possible. I mean, it will take a Herculean effort, I would believe, Gary, for him to be able to make it. But I think, I'll say this, if it is all physically possible, I think he will do it.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. Want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Feels great to feel the sunshine. Gotta own the day like it's all mine. Just got paid in his own time. Been working hard, I've been on the grind. I deserve this feeling, having my way. I've been on this healing. This is my day. The sun's out, ay. Let's have a little fun now. Ay. I wanna let it all out. Ay. That's what it's all about. Ay. Ay. Cause I deserve this feeling, having my way. I deserve this healing. This is my day.
Grind City Media presents The Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt. Live from the Grind City Media Studios on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
What's up, everybody? It is Monday, March 16th. It is going to be a good day. Jessica Benson with you from the Grind City Media Studios in Memphis, Tennessee. CJ Hurt behind the glass coming up on today's show. Brackets. We have brackets. We had lots of conference tournament action from the weekend to sort through. The brackets are set for both the men and the women. Gary Parrish is going to join us from New York to break down this year's men's NCAA tournament. We also have the U.S. advance in the World Baseball Classic. The Oscars led to a big night for one battle after another, and Michael B. Jordan is an Oscar winner. Love to hear that. All that and more. Busy day ahead. We'll do some Hot Mess Express at the end, too. You want to know what I love, CJ? I love a 40-degree overnight turn. I love starting one day at 75 degrees and starting the next at 32. That's a beautiful thing. That's not 40 degrees. That's 30 degrees. Basic math would tell you that's not quite 40. But it's close. 35, 37, whatever. What a weird weather event we had yesterday.
It's a thunderstorm. What's weird about a thunderstorm?
Yeah, but it's the thunderstorm that comes after a weekend where I was so hot. I was sweating on a patio celebrating St. Patrick's Day early in the city. We had the parade down on Beale Street. It was good to see everybody out and about downtown, but it was hot. It wasn't like nice, breezy spring hot. No, it was a very warm Saturday in Memphis, turned into a very warm Sunday, a warm and windy Sunday. And then we're dog sitting at a place that overlooks the river, and they start saying, like, monumental weather event incoming. Be careful, stay inside. And we watched that thunderstorm roll over the river, and for a brief second, Chris goes, is that a tornado? I go, I hope that's not a tornado, because you've told me that a tornado can't come across the river, and we've had many fights about this, and this is not one where I want you to come back around and me to say, I was right, because if I was right, that would mean that we were being hit by a tornado. Anyway, it wasn't. It was just insane lightning, insane wind and rain, and God bless the weather team at Local 24, ABC 24 in Memphis, because they had to cut into the Oscars, not once, but twice. I got to admit, I'm sorry, Trevor. I found myself a little frustrated, not because I don't want everyone to be safe and sound during a weather event in this area. No, I'm very much, as a former local newser who had to answer phone calls when those things would take place during big sporting events or big award shows or whatever it is, I understand, like, the push and pull. Not really. There shouldn't be a push and pull. It's like, help people, protect people, keep people safe. Number one importance. Your event that you want to watch, second most important. However, it's 2026. Tell me why I could not go on Hulu and watch the Oscars and have ABC 24 broadcast the weather? Why can't I pay all this money for all these apps. Why can't I see the Oscars on Hulu? Make it make sense.
But
I tried to use a VPN. I tried to log into all my friends in various places in the country.
But, right, if that's what you're willing to do, then you're not being safe. You're not.
But the weather wasn't here. But the weather wasn't here.
Keeping up with the weather.
But we are advanced enough as a society where if the weather is not in the place, I wanted everybody who was under a tornado warning to be FCC rules. If it's a tornado warning, you have to be over the air. The market, the DMA is large. However, it was just a thunderstorm here. So come on. Make it make sense. I was like, the only thing that would have been worse is if it was on CBS during March Madness.
I didn't know we would have lost our mind as dudes.
I mean, I was losing my mind with the Oscars. I waited all day.
Yeah, I went to sleep and woke up and everything was fine, so it got pretty bad?
Not here.
Okay, well.
That's my point. I
Got
want
you.
people to be safe. I don't want to say, safe where you
we
are.
should be able to do neighborhood by neighborhood weather at this point.
If
That's where you are, then yes, let's talk. If you are in Binghamton and there's a tornado coming, like, let's talk to you. And then if it's moving north, headed towards Raleigh or what have you, like, let's talk to you.
I'm not even saying that. If it's in Binghamton and
Raleigh,
Raleigh,
Mound, you don't need to worry about that. If you're in Westwood, you don't need to worry about that.
No, you can even keep it like Memphis proper.
Okay.
Like, if there's a tornado in Collierville, I want to know.
I don't.
But if there's a tornado,
I don't want it
3 hours away in Arkansas, I care, but I don't need to get in my safe place. I don't even know what a safe place would be.
I don't want to know if it's in Collierville if that means that you're taking something away that I really want to see. Right? Like, if
that
it's
feels
Michigan,
important.
if it's Michigan State.
You get it.
If it's Michigan State.
You get it.
Like, all right, cool. Feel bad for them, sure. T's and P's, absolutely. I'll text the people who I think I might know out there, absolutely. But don't interrupt Michigan State.
I just think we're advanced enough as a population, advanced enough as technology.
Where was the tornado?
There wasn't a tornado.
Okay,
it was a tornado warning.
So where was the...
In Arkansas.
Okay.
But far away in, not West Memphis.
Yeah.
It was far. And I think maybe far away in Mississippi at one point. Because when he came in for the second one, oh boy. Cut into the beautiful in memoriam segment. I'm crying. I'm tearful. Barbara Streisand is singing in honor of Robert Redford. And then that damn graphic came in again, and I go, Trevor!
If it's not in Marion, I don't need to know about it. And if it's not in, I'm going to say DeSoto, like just out. So what's just outside of DeSoto? Is that Horn Lake? If it's not Horn Lake, I
don't
also
think
don't
so.
need to know about it.
The professor in the chat said Jessica was the one that sent Trevor the message that broke him on air. I was not, but I did feel bad that
what do you
I was
mean,
complaining.
broke him?
At one point on air, he starts saying, like, listen, you can keep sending me hateful messages. I've read some of the nastiest, meanest things that I've ever read in my entire life, and I keep sending them. I have to stay on air. And I was like, oh, now I feel bad for being one of those. But I did not call, and I did not write. I just yelled into the void every time they popped up.
I'm assuming that it's popping up on the he's got a chat going on similar to what we've got. So how hard is it to leave a message? We got people doing that. Like Daryl does that all the time. That's not something difficult to do.
Right. But again, it's like, and as they're saying in the chat, it's in the area, the general area of where our broadcast reaches, or where Local 24, where our DMA, WMC. I'm just saying, why can't you just get the Oscars broadcast on Hulu? I'm not even asking for them not to cut in. I'm just saying, if I pay for Hulu, why, when I go to Hulu, does it pop up with ABC 24? I just want the broadcast of the Oscars. That's all I'm asking for. So then I logged into my friends.
You want an ESPN Plus type of thing, but for the Oscars.
No, I just want the ability to
just
not
watch
have
the
to
Oscars,
watch
not
the
on
weather
ABC.
part.
Yeah.
Yes.
You want that's
if they
ESPN
own
Plus.
that would be like the perfect reason to have that in that situation. Like
Was
the
it
same
showing
thing
on
would
YouTube?
go for if this did happen during a March Madness game on CBS, you could go to Paramount Plus, which if you pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
You could go to Paramount Plus and you could watch those games without it taking the feed from your local broadcast.
Gotcha.
Because we could not, no matter how hard we tried, we could not trick our phone or our TV into thinking that we were someplace else, because the political tags or the geopolitical tags are too advanced at this point. Because I was signed into someone from New York. I was signed into someone from LA. One of our friends were using some cable box from Omaha, and theirs worked, but not ours. Anyway. All is fine. I got to watch the end of it. We'll get into the Oscars later. Yesterday was a day
how much did you miss?
Hours.
Really? It was that bad?
It was 45 minutes for the first one, or it was an hour for the first one, and I think 45 minutes for the second one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was tough. Oh. I mean, when you spend your whole day, I was so excited. Yeah. We decided to skip an Oscars party that we were supposed to go to.
What happens at the party if that happens?
They ended up getting to sign in to someone's in LA, and it worked for them. So that's why we were maniacally trying to make it work for us by that point. But we didn't want to go out in the weather. We wanted to be safe. We didn't want to have to drive home and whatever was going to pop off. And so I watched the selection show. I finished my college basketball locked inness. I have the women's selection show on a secondary screen. I'm ready for the Oscars. And then 20 minutes in, weather alert. Absolutely sad. It was okay. Yesterday was a day for moi and for all the people who love basketball and love movies, because we did get both of those things. We did get a Grizzlies medical update in the middle of all of this, which just felt funny. I texted CJ and Jacob when it came through because I was reeling from not being able to watch the Oscars, and in comes a Grizzlies medical update, and I'm like, of course right now. Memphis Grizzlies forward Santi Aldama will undergo an arthroscopic procedure and receive an orthobiologic injection to address ongoing discomfort in the trochlear compartment of his right knee. He is expected to make a full recovery, and a timeline for his return will be provided following the procedure. Arthroscopic? Can you tell me what arthroscopic is, CJ?
The scope of the arth.
Ah, the scope of the arth. Where is the arth?
I think we're getting into the knee injury.
I think it's in the knee. I think it's in the knee. Can you tell me what a trochlear is?
A trochlear? Mm-hmm. That's this part of your throat right here.
No, I think it's more with the knee.
Oh, okay. All right.
Wait, maybe not.
It's a knee thing. They're cleaning up something in the knee.
They're cleaning up something in the knee, but a trochlear is the smallest, longest, and only cranial nerve to emerge from the posterior brainstem, functioning to innervate the superior oblique muscle for inward downward eye movement.
Okay.
Don't ask questions. Santi Aldama is having a minor procedure on his knee. I would imagine that we won't see him the rest of the season.
We know what it is.
I imagine we won't see him the rest of the season.
What do we?
It's not official.
Yeah, no, it can't be official. None of this is going to be official. It's, hey, we'll reevaluate in 2 to 4 weeks. Hey, we'll reevaluate. Progressing, we'll reevaluate in 2 to 4 weeks. You got 2 of those now, and then the season's over with. So we saw this coming
a mile away
in February. We saw this coming towards when they announced that, hey, we'll listen to offers about Ja. It's like, oh, okay, if they move somebody, one of the 2 big pieces, Ja or Jaren, people are going to get shut down, and then they'll word it however they need to word it just to shut folks down, and that's what seems to be the case with Santi.
Yeah, translation. I don't think we'll see Santi Aldama the rest of the season. It is a Grizzlies game day today. We did have a Grizzlies game on Friday. You don't need to know a whole lot from it. The Grizzlies lost to the Pistons. The only real notable thing from that game, and it wasn't even really from the game, was Taj Gibson did play. He hit a 3. 3 points, 3 minutes, 12 minutes, or 3 points, 3 rebounds, 12 minutes off the bench for Taj Gibson. I did see a quote that was circulating from Taj over the weekend that I actually thought was worth reiterating here. He was talking about Tomas Isolo, and he compared him to Charles Lee in Charlotte, who Taj Gibson was around last year. And Gibson said that he said, quote, I remember one thing I told him, meaning Tomas Isolo. Every time we talk, I'm going to piggyback off you. I'm here to be that veteran that is here to supply and do whatever you need me to do. This is a family-oriented team, and we're in a special moment right now as far as getting these young guys prepared and getting these young guys ready for the next level. And he compared Isolo to these young up-and-coming coaches that he's been around. And you look at someone like a Charles Lee in Charlotte that now has turned things around tremendously. The not just surging Charlotte Hornets, but the buzzing, the here Charlotte Hornets. And I just heard that from Taj Gibson and said, I really hope he sticks around, because that really is the kind of veteranship that this team has been needing, wanting, searching for, and it seems like they have one of those guys in Taj Gibson. The other quote that came out of the Pistons game was that Tomas Isolo was asked about improvement on the offensive glass and if there's anything this team can do, and he was like, your guess is as good as mine. And that might be my favorite quote from the post-All-Star break portion of the season, because your guess is as good as mine. Like, that's just where this team is at, and that's all you need to know.
Guess. We know what needs to happen for them to
sign
get better.
a center.
Get good. Like, sign good players. Start with a center.
We've got Deke Giroux back. I love Deke Giroux.
Obviously a position of need right now.
Is it?
Clearly it is.
You think so?
Obviously.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah.
Gary Parrish is reporting that Penny Hardaway will return to the University of Memphis next season. I would not say that that is a surprise. It felt as if the tea leaves were leading there. He will return to Memphis. Now we will see what it means from a hiring of a general manager, what the staff looks like around Penny. I will say it was an odd experience yesterday, getting psyched for March Madness, allowing the March Madness to really run through my veins, run through my bloodstream, and getting to that point coming out of the conference tournament play. And it really started, like, I really felt the March kick in during that Arizona-Iowa State game on Friday, which was an awesome finish to that game, one of the best college basketball games I've watched all year. And I said, oh, this is where it starts to feel really good. And then sitting down for Sunday's conference championship games, watch the SEC championship game, watch the Big Ten championship game. The American game is kind of floating in the distance between South Florida and Wichita State. And I said, man, normally I'm watching the Memphis Tigers play today. And not always. Like, it was only 2 or 3 years ago where they lost to Wichita State in the second round. So it's not like we've had a consistent absolute streak of them playing in the conference championship game on Sunday, but it did feel weird not having to focus on that game, because the Memphis Tigers season really ended weeks ago, technically ended early in the first round of the American Conference tournament to Tulane. But now we will see what this means for Memphis going forward. Penny will get another year. I would assume it is a succeed or bust kind of a year.
What does succeed
I think you
look
have
like?
to make it to, you have to at least, at minimum, make it to the NCAA tournament. I would think you have to make it to the second weekend.
Okay. So
What does it look like to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So Sweet 16.
Yes.
It can't be eked by in the American and then have a hard-fought first-round game and then lose a hard-fought second-round game. No, he's got the Sweet 16 to keep this thing rolling as the head coach at this program. It's going to be tough. He's right back in the same position he was last season. It feels like where, okay, there's going to be a high amount of turnover. What can be done to sort of like mitigate the chemistry issues and to find a true leader? Talked about it with Bennett when I was helping him out on the Gary Parrish show Thursday, I think. And it's, hey, you need somebody here who's been here, who can sort of be the Taj Gibson, so to speak, for your program. And oftentimes, whether it's a Perry Ellis or whether it is one of these other upperclassmen who's been there for a while, you look up Jamal Shedd, you look up and it's, oh, this guy's been here 2, 3, 4 years, and he's got a good grasp on what the expectations are. And in moments of adversity, the team sort of looks to him. His teammates, his peers look to him to help them get through what they got to get through in this really hard sort of situation. Because once you step on that court, it's you and 4 other dudes. The coach can't save you anymore. Now, the coach can put in whatever the coach wants to put in and implement in the offseason and in practices. But once you step between those lines on that hardwood, it's you and it's 4 other players, and y'all have got to figure it out from that point forward. And I feel like this season, I think if you ask Penny Hardaway, he'd say, yeah, this season we didn't have that guy, be it a Kendrick Davis, be it one of these other upperclassmen that was there for a season or two. And so, like, it really showed on the court and it hurt them. But, again, it looks like they're going to be right back in a high turnover type position. They need a general manager. They needed one yesterday. Right. They needed one in December to get ready for 2026, 2027.
They're already playing catch-up.
You got to get it now and get out there and start working these transfer portals and trying to bring in some of these high school recruits.
Well, and that's where you said second weekend. I said second weekend. Because when you look at the American, the fact that South Florida wins the American, and what are they gifted by the committee? An 11 seed. Like, that is a testament to where the American is. So it is the bare minimum at this point to not just compete for the American, but win the American, dominate the American, and then what it looks like going into a conference tournament. We will ask, the NCAA tournament. We'll ask Gary Parrish about this. He's going to join us in the third segment. We'll take a quick break here. March is for Finding Future Memphis Grizzlies, IMO. And I watched a lot of Darius Acuff this weekend, and he had me thinking absolutely crazy things as he led Arkansas to an SEC tournament championship. We'll talk about some of the conference tournament action from over the weekend, some of the best moments. Plus, USA Baseball is alive in the World Baseball Classic, barely. We'll get into all that. Gary Parrish still ahead after a quick break.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing beats catching your Grizzlies IRL, and nobody knows that better than you. So next time you want to hit up a game, Ticketmaster's got your back with tickets to every upcoming matchup. Whether you're catching the Grizzlies at home or on the road, you'll find tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Keep putting that jersey collection to use and get Grizzlies tickets today. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside again soon, Memphis.
Fridays at FedEx Forum just got a whole lot more fun for the family. With the Family Friday ticket offer, a $35 game ticket gets you a $10 food voucher and access to pregame shoot-around. Additionally, for every 4 tickets purchased, you get an autographed item from the Grizzlies Vault. Capture moments that last a lifetime for birthdays, youth groups, and other family-friendly celebrations. Visit grizzlies.com/Friday to grab your tickets today.
The long goodbye begins. A very special evening with Journey. Final Frontier Tour. Journey. Tickets are on sale now at journeymusic.com. Your chance to say goodbye to the songs that changed our lives. Journey. Final Frontier Tour.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item. Whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing compares to catching your Grizzlies IRL. And that all starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight. Put that jersey collection to use for the next game and get Grizzlies tickets at Ticketmaster. Whether they're here at FedEx Forum or on the road, Ticketmaster's got your back when it comes to scoring tickets. And there's no better brag than saying you saw it live.
Nate Bargatze.
Look, I say a lot of dumb stuff. I try to keep it in front of large groups. Seems to go better that way.
Big Dumb Eyes World Tour.
When you say something dumb one-on-one, it's a lot for that person. I'll say it, then I can just feel that they feel the weight of my life on their shoulders.
Tickets and info at NateBargatze.com. Don't miss the Big Dumb Eyes World Tour. Nate Bargatze.
Welcome back. Yesterday was Selection Sunday. We also had conference championships throughout the weekend. I took the best nap during the Purdue-Michigan game at the end and woke up right to the sweet, sweet sounds of the CBS basketball theme song. And I was like, oh, I'm here. I'm ready to go. We got the 4-1 seeds for the men's tournament, Duke, Arizona, Michigan, and Florida. The 4-1 seeds for the women being UConn, UCLA, Texas, and South Carolina. We will break down this bracket a little bit more when Gary Parrish joins us. I do always like to go into the tournament with a team that I really like, who is not a number 1 seed, that I can find myself rooting for. And I think I'm calling the Hogs. Okay. I think I'm going to root for Arkansas. I could have made a case for Vanderbilt. I think they got a little screwy on the seating with our Commodores over on the other side of the state. I love this Arkansas team, and a lot of it is based on the fact that I so enjoy watching Darius Acuff play basketball. And yes, a part of it is wrapped around the idea of maybe squinting my eyeballs and seeing him in a Memphis Grizzlies uniform at some point going forward. But yesterday he had 30 points, 11 assists in the championship game. Really, Arkansas can thank Brazil because he took over that game down the stretch. 16 points, 9 rebounds for him. Some incredibly timely threes. Acuff called him the X factor for this Arkansas team, and he certainly was yesterday. And that team just has a lot of different bucket getters, but the biggest and the best of them is Darius Acuff. Did you see the stat that he's just the 28th player in Division I men's basketball history to reach 700 or more points, 200 or more assists, and 100 or more rebounds in a season? And do you know who the last player to do that was?
No, who?
Ja Morant.
Oh.
Some synergy, perhaps, from one to the next. I don't know.
Is it synergy if you're coming in to replace?
No, maybe it's serendipitous.
Okay.
Usually we use those words as a positive thing.
I always get serendipity confused.
Serendipitous means it's like
I don't know what's
destined to happen.
Got you.
All of the right things came together to emerge with this outcome.
Okay.
But that's also synergy is when everything is functioning under the same wavelength.
But they both have to be here for it to be synergetic. So I think serendipitous.
Okay, so serendipitous would be more appropriate.
Is the most appropriate.
Yes, I agree. The synergy would be like one kindly passing the baton to the next kind of thing, like working together in one space.
Yes.
And serendipitous would just be, you know what? Let's just call it coincidental. It'd be pretty coincidental if the future point guard of the Memphis Grizzlies was the first player to have these kind of stats in college basketball since maybe the point guard who is on his way. Listen, he's still on the roster, so we don't know how that will go. My mom called me again this week, and she said, am I crazy to think that maybe, and I said, Mom, I can't talk about this right now. I'm focused on college basketball. We are not talking about Ja Morant on a Sunday, on Selection Sunday. I was like, go watch Darius Acuff in this SEC championship game, and we'll talk about this during the offseason. I know he is another undersized guard, and I know he does have his struggles on defense. I don't think he's a abysmal defender. There was that clip going around where he just gets blown by on a layup. I don't think that egregious defensive clip is indicative of who he is in totality. Granted, it's not that defense is his strong suit, but he is so good on the offensive side, and you've now heard John Calipari talk about it at multiple points of this season, but saying that Darius Acuff really is one of the best that he has had. And he has had so many guys go into the league, and he has seen his former players win Rookie of the Year and MVPs and Defensive Player of the Year and made various All-Star games. And he sees Darius Acuff as the next one of his players to be able to go and assert himself rather quickly in the NBA. And he's a joy to watch on the court.
Yeah, I think we talked off air. I do think he's bad defensively, but like he's somebody who can run an offense at a high level, create for others, and create for himself. So while everybody's going to have their weakness, you have to decide, all right, is this a weakness that we have pieces around to sort of mitigate? And if you're a team with a couple of wing players who you think of as 3-and-D types, who you think of as defensive stoppers, if you have a couple of those, and then if you have a big who is a true rim deterrent, somebody who's one of the leaders in blocks, if he's healthy, is going to probably lead the NBA in blocks and rim contests. If you have that, plus if you have a backup point guard coming off the bench who you think of as a highly skilled defender, then like it's fine. It's fine. He can be a bit of a liability on defense with the expectation that one of these other guys can come in here and sort of pick up the slack on that end, because he will have to carry the team offensively. That is what he is. He's somebody who will carry your offense. That is what he's going to be able to do at the next level. And so you just have to build around him. This is a giant puzzle that you have here. If you've got that doesn't mean, if he's bad at defense, that doesn't mean you don't draft him because he's bad at defense. Would we all like complete players? Absolutely. Absolutely. But in lieu of that, you take the best offensive player at the point guard position that you have in this year's draft, and you build around that. So if you are one of the NBA teams, anybody, you take that and you say, okay, now we got to get some big wings who can defend. And I don't know if anybody has that in the area, but maybe. Got to get you a big who can contest at the rim. I don't know if anybody has that in the area, but, maybe. Get you a couple of point guards. Somebody who is a tremendous point of attack point guard on defense, gets a lot of steals. I don't know if anybody in the area has that, but maybe. And then get you a scrappy point guard who's coming off the bench, maybe a second-round pick. Somebody.
Does anybody in the area have that?
I don't know.
I don't know. Beats me.
Maybe they do. Maybe they don't.
Scratching my head trying to think about it.
I don't know. Maybe. Not saying that he's small, but he might be big, might be small, playing big. I don't know, man. I'm just saying, right?
Is he Biggie Smalls?
No, he's big.
Okay.
But if you've got somebody in the area with that, why not?
Why not? I will say they gave Arkansas a 4 seed. You and I were talking on Friday about how I wanted to pick, since we don't have Memphis and I don't have my USC Trojans, you have Michigan, so you can do whatever you want. But I like to find teams to adopt come tournament time. And I'm watching the SEC championship game coming off of the weekend of Darius Acuff and throughout the entirety of that SEC tournament. I said, I think I could call the Hogs. And then I see them get lined up with my favorite underdog to root for, my favorite Cinderella to always root for, Hawaii. Why do they have to play each other? Arkansas, Hawaii, the first round on Thursday, 3:25 Central. It's going to really force me to choose, and that's a really tough thing for me going into this tournament. Did you have a favorite moment of the conference tournament weekend? I assume it was not watching Michigan lose to Purdue in the Big Ten championship.
Yeah, that could have been a bit better.
Yeah, I think
but
so.
it was a good game.
It was a great game.
If I can, if it was any other team other than Purdue, right? Like I could rock with them. I could, but I just hate Purdue so very, very much. I can't stand them. I'll say that Smith is one of the best college point guards in the game right now, and what he was able to do that 6-7 minute stretch where all they were doing is, hey, put the ball in his hand, run pick and roll, let him create for himself or for somebody else. He's so very good at that. One of the best we've ever seen from an assist standpoint. So I enjoyed watching that begrudgingly. But, outside of that, man, let's get to the big dance. Let's go ahead and get it started. Let's go.
You filled out a bracket.
I filled out, and it's real chalky. I need to sit down and delve deeper into some of these picks, but it is a real chalky. I got 110, I think, in the Sweet 16. I feel like it's only one. And that one is Missouri because somebody got to do it.
Yeah, that's weird.
Somebody
you
got
just
to
don't
be
like
there.
Purdue, though.
Yeah, I hate Purdue.
You hate Purdue.
I hate per didn't, per can't, per never could, per bums.
Per what?
Per who, per didn't, per don't.
So much that you pick Mizzou?
Missouri is
Mahoo?
in a one-game situation.
Mawai?
Missouri can do it in a one-game
situation.
Are you
sure?
I hope.
I'll tell you I have not filled out a bracket yet. I'm going to sit down. I didn't want to fill it out during the Oscars. I could have filled it out during one of the weather updates, I guess, but I was mesmerized by the lightning and yelling at my television set. The team that I really like which is so funny. We all become. I watch a good amount of college
really
basketball.
Like, what are we doing from a seed standpoint? Because I got teams I really like, but they're all.
So that's the issue.
So damn chalky
I
right now.
yelled at the selection show when they gave St. John's a 5 seed. I say, St. John's, who just beat UConn by 20?
That's a good one.
You're going to give UConn, what they give UConn, a 2? Yeah. You're going to give UConn a 2. And you're going to give Rick Pitino coached St. John's a 5 seed.
Outright Big East champ, regular season and tournament champion. And they beat UConn twice. And they beat Villanova twice.
And you're coached by the Godfather. Did you see him after the Big East championship game?
No.
He brought a beer to the press conference.
Turn up.
Rick Pitino brought a beer. And as he should. One loss in the last 2 months. As you said, wins the Big East regular season, wins the Big East tournament. You get yourself a brewski, my Godfather. You do what you want to do. To give them a 5 seed, a travesty. They're 59-11 in the last 2 years. I have this feeling, because this is the month for feelings. Don't use your brain. Use your feels when you go into March Madness, because nothing really makes sense unless it's chalky as all chalk. Get out. I think Rick Pitino's going to do it at St. John's. I think he's destined to get another one.
Teams traveling more than 2 time zones because it's time for that.
That's
type
them,
of stuff.
right?
Yes.
Didn't they really screw them on that as well?
They're going to San Diego.
Oh,
UCLA is going
Santiago.
to Philly, Kennesaw State, North Carolina State, or Texas, Hawaii, High Point, Wisconsin. All of those are going to Portland. Villanova and LIU also going to San Diego. So, yeah.
I will say, one of my other favorite moments of
Hold on, wait,
the
keep
weekend.
talking about Rick Pitino. I got a Rick Pitino.
Oh, you got another Rick Pitino?
Only coach to win conference tournaments with 5 different schools.
Yeah.
Boston University. Shout out to Chloe. Kentucky, Louisville, Iona, and St. John's. So.
It's okay.
All right, now you can move on from Rick Pitino.
And he's won 2. I mean, technically he's only won 1 national championship, but I saw him win 2. One of them doesn't count, but it counts for me.
Wait. That was the Louisville one.
Yeah.
No, it shouldn't count because that was a damn block. They called a foul on Burke. It wasn't a foul. It was a block. That's ours.
Chris yells about that one, too.
It was a block. Cheating the
Ivy League championship. I was going to say, I really like that Penn team, coached by Fran McCaffrey, future father-in-law of Caitlin Clark.
They got a shooter, right?
Yes,
they got
TJ Power.
One of the cool moments from the weekend,
Yes.
correct? Okay.
TJ Power, 44 points, 14 rebounds, and hit the game-tying 3 at the end of regulation.
What are you doing here?
This is TJ
What are you
Power.
doing? Why are you
shooting it?
Stay on him. Also,
this is also why you foul up 3, but besides the point, this is March.
Also, go get the ball out of his hands.
Also, that heave almost made it for Yale on the other side.
Go get the ball out of his hands. Let him get to the free throw line, and by free throw line in the backcourt, go double him, get it out of his hands, and don't let him get it back. That was the thing that frustrated me about Michigan, watching them play against Purdue. But again, Michigan knew where they were, knew they were going to be in the Midwest, so it really didn't matter from a win-loss standpoint for them. But the 3rd time in a row, when Braden Smith is working that pick and roll, go ahead and double him, get the ball out of his hands, and then don't let him get it back. Like, make sure it's very, very difficult for them to get the ball back.
Well, that's where I thought Vanderbilt did a really nice job adjusting on Acuff. It was just Brazil made every big shot that he was open for, which was helpful. And they have so many different guys who can make buckets. Anyway, we'll talk more college basketball with Gary. Did you watch any of the World Baseball Classic?
No.
I only watched the end.
Okay.
I'll be honest. Turn it on at the end after the Oscars. But Team USA did beat the Dominican Republic 2-1. And I am told the game was so good, it should not have ended in the way that it did. We had some controversy in the final innings with some very kind strike calls for the U.S., and especially on the final pitch from Mason Miller to Geraldo Perdomo, which looked well below the knees. Like, watch the highlight over and over again. Everyone's complaining about this. Because for a game to be that good, to end on a call that questionable, is always something that just kind of like takes the air out of something that was awesome along the way. People are asking, why doesn't the World Baseball Classic have the automated ball strike system that we're seeing in spring training, we're going to see in Major League Baseball this year? I would guess they have it in the future. But if you can't trust the human umps, you're going to have to go to the technology in the future. It just made me sad for the Dominican Republic. Like, every clip of that team throughout this week has been electric. Like, one of the most fun teams of the World Baseball Classic. And it falls as Team USA goes to the finals after all, where they'll either play Italy or Venezuela.
It's our sport. So, whatever. They were going to lose no matter what the strikes were. USA, baby. How'd Skeens do on the mound? Because didn't he start that game?
Like a rock.
Yeah. Yeah, come on.
Excellent.
What are you supposed to do when we're throwing
A
that
machine.
at you? What are you supposed to do? Can't keep up with us.
1 run in 4 3/4 innings.
Come on now.
Yeah, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Carl Anthony Towns called it some bullshit. I said, this is America.
Like I'm going to listen to Cat? What's Cat 1?
It was nice to see the USA also beat Canada, so we can still call it our sport. It would have been devastating.
Beat Canada in what?
In baseball.
We beat them in everything.
Sled hockey.
We beat them in everything.
Hockey is officially America's sport.
It's ours, Canada.
It is nothing but ours. Men's gold medal, ours. Women's gold medal, ours. Sled hockey gold medal, ours. Did you see the seated rivalry graphic?
No, wait, what?
Yeah, it was so good. It was so good. It came from them, so we can laugh about it. They had going into the USA-Canada game, like to promo it.
Yeah.
They had those 2 teams, and it said seeded rivalry.
Let's go.
And I said,
was there tension oozing from the
No,
people
they were
on the
like
graphic?
separated on their sleds.
Got you.
Yeah.
You guys
We still have baseball. We own hockey.
Football is ours.
Basketball.
Men's and women's.
Although
are
I
still
will
out
say I
there
gotta be
beating
a
the hell
little
out of
careful
them.
with the whole Shea Gilgeous-Alexander can really carry Canada right now.
Carry him where? Not
another championship.
Championship in what?
In the NBA.
Yeah, that's NBA. That's not international.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
But I'm just,
No, you don't have to be careful.
being cautious.
Team Canada versus Team USA. Team USA by 50. Let's go.
By 50.
You guys made all that noise, Canadians, about not wanting to give up a Providence. Fine, we took your sport. How about that? Don't want to be the 51st state? Cool, we'll take
Mochi
your
in the chat
sport.
goes, USA men's soccer. Yeah, we don't talk about that.
Hey, shh. Stop being a hater.
Things we don't talk about. Bruno. USA men's soccer.
Jacob
Jacob
is
says we're
lying
good
to
right now.
us like we're
I'll
good.
believe we're good.
We're not good.
When we make a run in the World Cup.
World Cup, you're going to find out. They're not getting out of group,
You'll see
Jacob.
me standing right here. Jacob, and not during Women's History Month, okay? Please. All right, we got to take a break. Gary Parrish, kind enough to join us in his very, very busy schedule. I know he was on CBS all last night, did the Eye on College Basketball podcast, and he will join us coming up next to talk Penny Hardaway and the NCAA tournament bracket after a quick break.
Boy, ain't nothing makes my father madder than looking at a third strike. Like, that bothers him.
Fridays at FedEx Forum just got a whole lot more fun for the family. With the Family Friday ticket offer, a $35 game ticket gets you a $10 food voucher and access to pregame shoot-around. Additionally, for every 4 tickets purchased, you get an autographed item from the Grizzlies vault. Capture moments that last a lifetime for birthdays, youth groups, and other family-friendly celebrations. Visit grizzlies.com/Friday to grab your tickets today.
Jeff Dunham, Artificial Intelligence, his all-new tour.
Just don't have. You're the other white meat. How can you be so smart on one hand and so stupid on the other? Well, you're hell. I realize I could have avoided all this years ago with one simple word. I do not. Silence!
Don't miss a Memphis. Friday, April 10th, FedEx Forum. Tickets on sale Monday, September 29th at jeffdunham.com.
Each challenge is unique, so each game plan is customized to identify opportunity and the path to victory. It's true in basketball, it's true in banking. Grizzlies Checking from Pinnacle with personalized planning and advice. Play hard, bank easy. Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by May 30th, and you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
Talk me through what you've been going through since draft night.
Just a lot of figuring out of things coming off the bench over there at Utah, just trying to find a role over there, and then here in the whole year. Things are going to be different after the deadline. Rookies don't get traded, so we'll see how it is after that. Rookies do get traded, in case anybody was wondering.
You weren't even worried going into the trade deadline, were you?
I mean, not at all. I'm going to be honest with you.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. Want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Grizzlies fans, dunks, dimes, and no-looks are great on TV, but nothing compares to catching them IRL. And that starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight in person. From seeing your favorite Grizzly stars up close to hearing the squeak of the sneakers on the hardwood. Put that jersey collection to use and get tickets at Ticketmaster. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside, Memphis.
Welcome back. Gary Parrish, host of the Gary Parrish Show, weekday mornings at 10 a.m. on Grind City Media, joins us every Monday, and he joins us now. GP, how many hours of sleep are you running on?
4. I think 4.
Better than I expected.
Yeah, it's not the worst. It's not the best, obviously. I don't think anybody would tell you it's the best.
No.
But I it's also like I've done worse. So
Could absolutely be worse.
It could be worse. I feel fine. I feel so fine it feels stupid to complain. I try to remind myself this time of the year that I make a living talking. Do you know how easy that is relative to what most people do for a living?
Yeah.
Like I make a pretty good living talking, and so my eyes hurt sometimes, but like I try to keep a positive, I try to think about the good parts.
Well, good. Well, we do have breaking news this morning, as you tweeted just a little bit ago, and now it's been picked up by multiple outlets that Penny Hardaway will return next season as the men's head basketball coach at the University of Memphis, coming off the 13-19 season this year. We have obviously been talking about this for weeks, months at this point. What do you make of the official, and I guess it's not official until it comes through the school, but we know that it's coming probably sometime later today, but the decision for Memphis to keep Penny for another year?
This is the decision. I was not aware it wasn't official yet, but if not yet, it will be soon. He will be back for a 9th season. I think it's the smart thing to do. Like, if you just lay out every option and weigh the pros and the cons, as you and I have talked about for, I think, more than a week now, this is the smart thing to do. There's a quote in the story that I posted at CBSSports.com where a source told me this is going to be a lot like the Bobby Hurley situation at Arizona State. And I had sort of mentioned that, I think, last week. And so you can probably assume from that I knew where this was going, barring a surprise. And what the source meant when that person said it's going to be like the Bobby Hurley situation at Arizona State is that if you move on Penny Hardaway right now, just like if you would have moved on Bobby Hurley last March at Arizona State, except a million times worse for so many obvious reasons, it would not have been an across-the-board popular decision. And it would have been expensive. And so if you are Dr. Ed Scott, the athletic director at the University of Memphis, just like the athletic director at Arizona State decided a year ago, rather than make an expensive decision that will fracture your fan base, or at least not be, as they say in politics these days, an 80-20 issue. Rather than do that, why not just give it another year with clear standards for what must be done? You're coming back, but you better do this and this or whatever, and if you don't, we will move on. If you do, can't wait for the next season, but if you don't, we will move on, and everybody will understand one way or the other. So what is a very complicated, difficult, awkward, controversial decision in March 2026 can be a much less all of those things in March 2027 in either direction. And that more or less is what the University of Memphis has decided, and I completely understand it. Penny Hardaway will be back next season with a remade staff, with a general manager, with more money, I believe, than any other coach in the American Conference to roster build. If he does his job and the people that are hired around him do their jobs well, they will be picked to win the American. And if they do it and they go to the NCAA tournament, he will get a 10th year, a new contract, and everybody will be thrilled with how things are going. But if he falls short again, I believe that would be the end of it, and it would be pretty understanding throughout the fan base of why. I think right now, if you pulled the trigger, we could argue about what percentage of people would be okay with it, which wouldn't. Is it 50-50? Is it 60-40 in either direction? But it would not be overwhelming in either direction. And I think it would be next March, one way or the other. So you kick it down the road. Give your university's best alum ever, the person who means more to that university and in some ways more to this city than anybody else who's ever lived. That's hyperbolic, I get it, but you understand the sentiment. Yeah. Give him one last chance to turn it around, to go out on his own terms, to not have to leave it like this because that's what he wants. Give it to him not because the results, the job performance demands it, but because he is different than anybody else who has ever held that job, Larry Finch included, I believe. Give him a chance to pull himself out of it, and if he does, man, what an awesome story. And if he doesn't, everybody will understand after 9 years, everybody gave it the best shot they could to work. And if it doesn't, then it'll be time to move on. And it'll be an easier thing to do after 2 consecutive disappointing seasons as opposed to one that followed him winning a conference championship.
We were talking in the first segment about what a make or break year looks like, and you're painting it as you will be favored to win the American, pick to win the American, make it to the NCAA tournament. I know it's easy to sit here on March 16th, 2026 and pretend to know exactly what the circumstances would look like going into a tournament next year. And CJ and I both, on the spot, coming off of you breaking the news, we're like, I think he needs to make it to the second weekend of the tournament. Is that asking too, like, do you have any kind of a pulse that it's more than just making it to the tournament, or is it really going to be the kind of thing where you have to wait and see how this feels? There are, weird stuff happens in March where teams don't make it to the second weekend of the tournament.
Right. I don't think this is going to be a feel thing. I mean, it could be. I leave open the possibility for everything. Speaking in absolutes will get you looking silly.
Yeah.
I probably did that at one point in my career. I try not to do it anymore. I believe the standards will be set. They'll be verbalized. And everybody will know what they are with little room for excuses or explanations. In other words, I think there's a scenario where Ed Scott is the athletic director, and he could go to sleep on November 1st, wake up March 15th, and say, okay, what happened? And they go, Penny won the league with the best roster because you gave him all the money, and now you're headed to the NCAA tournament. Cool. Man, so glad we gave this another year. Or, hey, what happened? Man, so-and-so got hurt, another guy got suspended, and the team just didn't gel and finished third and missed the NCAA tournament. I guess our 20th head coach in program history is on the way. I really do think it's kind of that simple, kind of like it was with Bobby Hurley. If you follow that at all, and you shouldn't have, it had no bearing on your life whatsoever. But I did a little bit. And, by the end of it, all the players, the fans, even Bobby kind of knew they gave me a year that some other people wouldn't have given me to try to get it right. They gave me the resources to get it right. It didn't work. It's probably just time to move on. By the time Arizona State decided we're getting a new head coach, it was everybody understood. Everybody was on the same page. And I genuinely believe that if you tried to move on Penny right now, everybody would not be on the same page. And I don't even mean just the crazies who tweet you all the time, like the weirdos. I don't even mean them. I mean like my buddy who is reasonable in pretty much every other aspect of his life and just loves Memphis and just loves Penny and just doesn't want to fire his favorite basketball player a year after a conference championship. I mean that guy. The guy who will actually buy season tickets because he wants so badly for this thing to work. That guy would be disappointed if you moved on Penny Hardaway right now. And I think that has to be recognized. And if you're an outsider, somebody who goes, how could Memphis bring this guy back with one NCAA tournament win after 8 years, following a 13-19 record, finishing 8th in the best conference in the country when you're supposed to finish first. How can you bring that guy back? Like, if you're asking that question, it is a totally reasonable question. If the head coach at Memphis did all of those things and his name was Gary Parrish or C.J. Hurt or John Roser or Chris Vernon.
We would never have a woman as a men's basketball coach. It's okay.
Hey, we don't know where this world's headed. I'm not optimistic. I'm
not optimistic. For the sake of this metaphor, I think you picked safer options.
Is it more likely that the world explodes than we have a women's basketball coach at the University of Memphis?
Yeah.
Coaching men? Probably.
Yeah,
Probably.
Have you guys, speaking of the world exploding, have you guys watched the Fukushima documentary on HBO Max?
I can't say I have.
I've just been watching the war.
Right. I don't need to watch a documentary right now.
Yeah, I've been trying to do this in real time. Mostly these days, I'm mostly focused on Iran. But I mean, I'll watch any of the wars you put them on. I'll watch any of them.
Yeah, Sean Penn missed the Academy Awards last night. Everyone's like, where's Sean Penn? He won Best Supporting Actor. And then I get a New York Times breaking news email this morning that said, Sean Penn skips Academy Awards to go to Ukraine. I said, oh, yeah, there's one over there, too. I almost forgot about that one.
You forget about them. It's hard to keep track. It's hard to keep track. I don't know. Like, I got 2 little guys now. My oldest is a little older now, so I don't have to really worry about his day-to-day. And the truth is, I don't have to worry about the little guys' day-to-day. Like, their mother handles all that. I'm not even in their own time zone. But, like, it can get complicated. It's like, does so-and-so have baseball? And then what time's basketball? And you get all confused about, like, you can do that with war sometimes, too. You can do that
I promise we'll move on from the Penny side because I do want to get your take on the bracket that was revealed. It was Selection Sunday, the most magical time of the year. And I'm putting you on the spot, so you might not have an answer. But you bring up the Bobby Hurley scenario, and obviously it doesn't work out for Bobby Hurley. Can you think of a time where a coach, and there is no exact cookie cutter example that is Penny Hardaway to Memphis, but can you think of a time where a coach was put in a similar situation where it worked? Not long term. Okay. No. I can tell you how I think this will end, but that's a sad you don't have
story.
to write the end to the end of the story yet. It's okay.
No sense in writing the end today. But to your point, I do this for a living, and it's hard to come up with examples that fit what we want this to be going forward. The truth is, Memphis in a league like this, in the sport of men's basketball, should be dominating it consistently, like Gonzaga did for 2 decades in the WCC. Like, if you look at Mark Few at Gonzaga, that's a program that was funded at a rate well above everybody else in its league, not unlike the rate at which Memphis is funded, well above everybody in the American. And the American's not even as good as the WCC. You can look at, NCAA tournament bids or anything else. But the Zags have consistently dominated that league in a way that Memphis has not been able to dominate this one. And what you'll notice if you go look at Mark Few's Wikipedia page is that, no, he didn't win it every year because that's hard. That's a weird standard to set, weird place to put the bar. But you know what he never did? Finished below second ever. Yeah. I mean, not one time. So St. Mary's might get you every once in a while, but he never finished below second in a league that's better than the American. Memphis just finished 8th. And so to circle back to your question, here's what I believe. I've said this publicly. I've written it, not about Memphis, but about other places and other coaches. And so if I didn't apply it here, I'd be lying to you and everybody else. Here's the truth. My belief is that, having done this for a while, once you get on the hot seat with your administration and your fan base, it's very hard to get off of it. And even if you have a good season, really all it does is put it off for a year, but it never takes it away. And so the best example of this that I can remember in, say, the past decade or so is Tom Crean at Indiana. He was on the hot seat. They didn't want him anymore. But for a variety of reasons, they brought him back for like one more, hey, let's give it one more shot. Not unlike what Memphis is doing right here with Penny, except Tom Crean didn't matter at Indiana. He was a more successful coach, but he's not Penny Hardaway to Indiana. That he's not whatever. So they bring him back to see how it goes. And you know what he did? Won the Big Ten outright. Outright conference championship. It was the second one of his coaching tenure at Indiana. So they bring it. So it's like, woohoo. They bring him back for the next year. OG Anunoby, you can look all this up, gets hurt. Like his most important player gets hurt. They struggle. They fire him. Boom. 1 year after he won an outright Big Ten championship. Why? Not because that year went badly because OG Anunoby got hurt, but because they were already ready to move on. They only didn't because whatever. They brought him back. He had a good season, so they brought him back again, but then he had a bad season. They remembered they don't want him anymore, and they moved on. That's the way these things tend to go. Ben Howland at UCLA, exact same thing. Went to 3 Final Fours at UCLA. Got to a point where wasn't winning those anymore. Got to a point where the style of play was getting criticized. They play too slow. This is boring. They don't know if they want to bring him back or not, but you can't fire a coach with 3 Final Fours, so they bring him back for 1 more year to see how it goes. Do you know what he did? Won the Pac-12 outright. Went to the NCAA tournament. Won a game. And they were still just like, you know what? It's time. Let's go. And so that's the way. Once you get to this point where we're even having this conversation, you don't usually pull yourself out of it and have like an awesome 10-year run. But if it's not clear, I want to make it clear. That's what I'm rooting for. I hope that is what happens. But history does not suggest that's the way it usually goes.
Hey, in the words of Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey, there can be miracles if you believe. So I'll sit here and believe that maybe. Yeah, CJ, one of the best songs to ever win Best Song at the Academy Awards. Another year that Diane Warren lost. I did want to ask you, Gary, because we do have a bracket. I don't know if you filled out your bracket yet. CJ has filled out his. I have yet to fill out mine. There is your. Who do you have it winning? Is that Houston I see?
I think I'm betting with my heart here. Okay. I would like if I could write the story I would like to write is Houston in a 1-possession game, put them down 2 in the final minute, shot clock off, and Emmanuel Sharp, the young man who couldn't get the shot off on the final possession in the national championship game last season, gets the shot off, 3 goes through. I love that. And Kelvin Sampson at the age of 70 gets a national championship. Emmanuel Sharp is the most outstanding player of the Final Four after being, on the court crying, or I would have been crying a year ago. And then Kelvin can do whatever he wants with his career, retire and hand it off to his son or try to go back-to-back. But I don't think you could write a better story than that. And I don't know if it'll go that way, obviously, but, that's the way I wrote it in my bracket.
I love that. I could also see future Memphis Grizzlies Cameron Boozer having the game-winning shot for Duke after making it through a gauntlet of a region.
How many future Memphis Grizzlies do you have?
Oh, the limit doesn't exist. How about a big, beautiful brain, and my God, I can see them all.
How about future Memphis Grizzly Darius Acuff Jr. having a Kemba Walker-like run?
I'm calling the Hogs. Arkansas's my team, Gary. I'm riding with the Hogs.
I've got a hog head somewhere. I wore it on TV. I don't know where I put it, but I've got it. I was going to say I could find it. I probably couldn't find it, but I know I own a hog head somewhere. I put it on. So, he looks the part. Yeah. That's the other thing that as we suffer through the rest of this NBA season, you can watch the NCAA tournament and start imagining. Like, I do really talk about this with my boys when I'm home. Like, I had that week a few weeks ago where I got the blizzard up here, kept me down there, and we would watch college basketball every night, and we would just be like, so this could be your next favorite player. I know who your favorite players have been, and that was sweet. We always have these posters, but, at some point you got to move on. And it's easier in sports than it will be in other aspects of your life as you get older, but this is a good lesson to learn. You got to move on sometimes and find new things to be interested in. And we really fell in love with Darius Acuff Jr. And, we don't have a poster yet, but I can imagine having one.
I could have one.
I would like to have one.
I could have one real fast.
I look at it, and sometimes I not that anybody cares about what I'm tweeting, but I do wonder what that's like. You are the face of the franchise, still a member of the franchise, and a lot of Grizzlies fans are out there like, bring me Cameron Boozer, bring me somebody who Darius Acuff Jr., it's all like we're in a weird time right now. But if you're looking for a reason to be excited about the idea that this
a
could
reason
turn
for the
around,
season, if you will.
if there's a reason for the season, perhaps it's Darius Acuff Jr.
He said a reason for the season and meaningful basketball being played the rest of March and early April for the Grizzlies is just making sure you have the best odds possible.
But
any
hey,
of those guys.
We're doing the best we can.
And I think that's true. I think we are doing the best we can.
We're really about we got dudes getting surgeries I'd never even heard of.
Same. I tried to off the cuff, go through some of the words used in the Santi Aldama medical update, and I gave up on that bit real fast when one of them was leading me to the head, but I thought we were talking about the knee, and I just said, all right, we're gonna skip this.
I am not criticizing at all. I'm laughing. I want to be clear. I'm not
Me too.
criticizing. I'm laughing. I've never heard of these words.
Yes.
I mean, I've never heard of these injuries.
And I watch The Pit every Thursday.
I
watch Scrubs now. And I haven't heard these words. I watch 2 medical shows every week. And these are words that I've never heard of.
Both of us have been talking about sports injuries for a while now. Me longer than you, obviously, right?
Yes.
Obviously.
Thank you, because you're older.
Obviously. All right?
Obviously.
Obviously. But between the two of us, we got some years.
Mm-hmm.
And we work for a franchise. They will come up with something, buddy. I've never heard of. I've never heard, and I'm not even saying it's made up because it's not made up. I Google it and it's right there. Unless our medical staff has access to Google and they're planting words in there, which I don't rule anything out. All right, but I'm like, I read it and I go, man, I ain't never heard that word before in my life.
No, I genuinely laughed out loud at the one last night.
It's outrageous.
I'm going sentence by sentence, and I just say, my poor husband, who has to be the recipient of all of my thoughts that come from these things, I go, we got another one.
I don't even know what this is.
And I don't know what this one is.
I've never heard it. Like, my ears are open all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean I'm always listening. I can zone out on you, but my ears are always open.
Mm-hmm.
For like half a century.
And I swear this one I've never heard.
I've never heard these syllables put together.
Right. The trochlear compartment, the orthobiologic injection is what really did it for me. I was like, ooh, can the orthobiologic injection get rid of these starting wrinkles on my forehead? Is that an upgrade in the Botox phase?
I thought I had heard of every kind of injection. And then this one comes along. And I'm wondering, do I need it? Do I need that injection?
Yeah, is this an injection that could help me?
Yeah,
my knees get a little creaky sometimes. Is this an injection for the plebeians or only the professional athletes?
I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. I've been walking around a little bit, and I don't hurt, but I feel like I feel what people must feel like when they're 5 years away from hip replacement surgery.
Yeah.
You know, I can feel that a little bit.
Oh, no.
I'm like, oh, man, I know where this is going.
You want to know mine? You want to know mine that's come up? That's so scary. My hand. My right hand. And I think it's because of how I hold my phone like this with this little doodad that I have. And I text like this and I read my books like this. And I started getting these little pains. I'm only 34.
Yeah. Don't talk. Right?
I know.
You have
but
no
I've been
right
saying
to
I'm
talk.
33 and I'm just trying to really get it into my head that I'm actually 34. And I told Chris, I said, I think I have the start of carpal tunnel syndrome.
Yeah.
Can I get an injection? Can I get a biologic injection for that?
I'm wondering. So I read that. I'm like, well, maybe this will help. Maybe I need one. And I don't know if that's true or not. I thought I knew about all the injections, and then they just bring a new one out of nowhere. Here's a getting old moment. Swear to God, hand to heart. Last night, our last segment, wrapping up a 3-hour bracket breakdown show where you got a whole crew and everybody's in and out of sets and whatever. So the last set, it's like, because the Final Four is in Indianapolis, they always build some set around some theme connected to where we're going. So when we're going to the Final Four in San Antonio, there's they build a Riverwalk set, and we all talk in front of the Riverwalk. So they build like a Indy 500 set last night, and they got these little go-karts, they look like Indy cars. And in the last block, we're all standing there, and it's like, who's your pick to win the championship? And somebody's like, I'll take Arizona. And I'm like, I'll take Houston. And I decided in the final seconds to get down into one of these little Indy cars, go-karts, which is very much like, imagine if you live in a neighborhood and there was a 9-year-old in a little bitty electric go-kart. That's what this looked like. So I jumped down in it, and I fit properly because, my legs ain't that long. So I can get in the go-kart comfortably, and we're on live TV, and then we go off the air, and I go to get up.
Can't get up.
And what's hilarious is that not only could I not get up, Roy Hibbert, former NBA All-Star, the nicest man I know, like honestly, he recognizes his buddy struggling. He's like, GP, I got you.
And he pulled you out of the golf cart.
He comes to rescue me like I was drowning in the ocean. But I was really just sitting in a
your joints just wouldn't let you get back up.
Did he scoop you in the arms?
Yeah, did he Prince rescue you?
He extended his 7'9" wingspan down to me, and he pulled me up. But I had this moment where I was like, man, I just had to get pulled out of this go-kart. And then and here's the truth. I had pulled, just being down there, I pulled something, and I was like, so it was hurting so bad, but I didn't want to show it in the studio, so I was just walking confidently, like, hey, good night, everybody. I got to get out of here.
See you tomorrow.
Got to go do the podcast. Great show. Appreciate everybody. That was fun. And the whole time I'm like, son of a bitch. Like, I'm hurting so bad. So you just got to be careful. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And that goes for me and apparently also Santi Aldama.
Yes. Or else biologic injections could be on your horizon. GP, thanks for joining us. I know you're busy. I'll let you go.
You know what? I'm busy, but hey.
Blessed
it could
and
be worse.
busy.
It could be worse. It could be worse. I could need injections, and at this point, I don't think
you could be the person doing the injecting.
Either one, I think, would be worse than what I'm doing today.
I think so. More stressful jobs.
I think
Just making a list. Checking it twice.
Yeah. Gonna find out who's
maybe getting a better pick in this year's NBA draft. All right, GP, I'll talk to you later. Goodbye. That was Gary Parrish, host of the Gary Parrish Show, weekday mornings on Grind City Media at 10 a.m. Didn't even have a chance to talk about Miami. They made it in. They have to go to the first four. That's okay. Doesn't bother me. Do you have a Cinderella that you like the most?
No.
Since you have filled out your bracket? Oh, you're a Cinderella hater.
I'm not a Cinderella.
You take that glass slipper and you say...
I'm not a Cinderella hater. It's just like not this year. The top part of college basketball on the men's side is so good this year. I'm struggling to find like upsets. I would want to get like an Arkansas up out of here, but ACUF is so good. They're not good defensively.
No.
ACUF is not the only problem with that team defensively. But they are so good, so efficient scoring the ball, whereas it's hard for me to see a 13 seed upsetting them. It's hard for me to see somebody not in the upper echelon of college basketball beating them. And so that's where I am with this year. It's real chalky with the exception of, I guess,
Missouri for
my
you.
Missouri Tigers. Go Tigers, go. Different Tigers?
Different Tigers.
Okay.
Not quite. All right, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we did have NBA breaking news this morning, or breaking news about upcoming news and upcoming vote as it pertains to expansion and the two cities that feel aligned to be the two that would be the expansion teams if the NBA does indeed vote on it. Plus, we'll do some Oscars talk, some Hot Mess Express after a quick break. Junior Grizzlies summer camps presented by Ortho South are the key to a slam dunk summer with over a dozen 4-day camps perfect for hoopers ages 6 to 14 looking to build fundamental skills and make unforgettable memories. With camps across the Mid-South in Tennessee, Mississippi, and Arkansas, you won't have to go far for the ultimate hoops experience this summer. Registration comes with a Junior Grizzlies jersey, lunchbox, and a basketball to take home. Don't wait, space is limited. Visit grizzlies.com/Junior Grizzlies today to secure a spot for a fun-filled summer. That's grizzlies.com/Junior Grizzlies.
Wells, a rhythm three. Yes, sir! That's an exclamation point on this game.
Grizz fans, defend your home court from pests with Terminix. Before cockroaches, spiders, and mice show up, Terminix it with our pest-free 365-plus year-round protection plan. Visit Terminix.com today and enter code SAVE50 at checkout to save $50. Terms apply. Go Grizzlies!
With living in luxury at Southland Casino Hotel, the good life is closer than you think. Members get one entry with every 100 points earned playing on their Lucky North Rewards card, plus one free entry daily. Win free play at our hourly drawings, and don't miss our Saturday grand prize drawings in March. You could win a home theater package, premium massage chair, an outdoor jacuzzi, and $250,000 cash. Luxurious prizes await at Southland Casino Hotel. Must be 21 or older. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
Grizz Nation gets set for tip-off 1 hour before every Grizzlies home game with the warm-up show. Get the latest news, notes, and analysis live from courtside at FedEx Forum.
The Grizzlies have been consistent as one of the top 2 or 3 most productive benches all season long.
Join me, Lang Whitaker, along with Michael Wallace, Jessica Benson, and other personalities from Grind City Media, Memphis, and around the NBA. 1 hour before every home game, live at Grind City Media on X, YouTube, and the official Grind City Media mobile app.
Now that's the new edition way.
I feel like there's another level we can take it to.
What you think, Mike?
2 steps ahead of you, Slick.
What's good, bro?
What you doing, man?
I'm in.
Woman, you don't even know what I'm getting ready to ask you.
Here's the vision. All 3 of us on the same stage every night.
Gonna be crazy.
No barriers, no separation.
It'll be like 9 kings and a queen.
The next level starts now.
Every day when you join our shows, you have an opportunity to win free Sonic. You can enter to win a Sonic gift card by joining us in the chat on Grind City Media. Go to the link that is pinned at the top of the chat, and you too can win free Sonic. We did have a little breaking news before the show started today, courtesy of Shams Charania, but he reported that the NBA is going to hold a vote at the Board of Governors meeting later this month, March 24th, 25th, to explore adding expansion teams exclusively in Las Vegas and Seattle. With the 2 franchises targeted for the 2028-2029 season, there is momentum for stakeholders to approve surveying what industry executive project will be bids in the 7 to 10 billion with a B range for each team. So the interesting update there is that there will be no open bidding for NBA expansion. It will be Seattle and Las Vegas or nothing. I've said it once, I've said it twice, I'll say it 800 more times. Bring back the Sonics. This feels like a good step forward in ensuring that if the NBA does indeed expand, it will include bringing the Sonics back into existence along with a new team in Las Vegas. It also is interesting because if both of those teams, assumingly, would be in the Western Conference, what team in the West would have to move to the East? And we again get to, can you make it the Memphis Grizzlies? Could the Memphis Grizzlies move to the Eastern Conference? And that is something that will certainly be on the table if and when this actually does happen. 28-29 means that there would be 2 more full seasons before the season would start, with the NBA expanding to the 32 teams, and that gives you time to do an expansion draft and to get everything all set and situated. But it also is fast. I mean, 3 years comes pretty darn quick. So that is something that would rapidly change the landscape of the NBA. Exciting times.
Yeah, great. Like, it shows the health and the growth of the sport that they are now ready to, take a vote on expansion. And it brings in, I think, $750 million per team in expansion fees. So that's $750 million times 2. So that's $1.5 billion that gets put into the league and into owners' pockets. So, yeah, it's good stuff. And the Grizzlies should be the team to move to the East. They're the furthest East team. I've seen everybody making their case to move their team to the East. I've seen Minnesota fans make their case to move to the East because they're so close to Milwaukee and Chicago. But, like, you look at who's further further west, Minnesota is. So you got to go over there and continue to play in the West, man.
Sorry.
Geography
says
we're furthest east.
We're the furthest east.
Yeah.
And
we're
we
the
deserve to move.
furthest east of the Western Conference teams. And it's insane to me
Sorry,
that
you're stuck with Victor Wembanyama forever.
Chicago's not further east, further west than what we are. But no, they're east of Memphis.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Now, yeah, because we're also further east than I see the Pelicans
than
try to
New
make
Orleans.
but we're by a smidge.
Yeah, but
A hair on our chin.
those will be the two.
Yeah.
Memphis and New Orleans. Go ahead and move them over.
As I always say, bring back the Sonics and move the Grizzlies to the east. What a beautiful thing that would be for the NBA landscape. All right. Anything else from college basketball that you want to note on? We will have plenty of time throughout the week to talk all things brackets all the time. I did get to watch the parts of the Oscars that I watched last night were a joyous occasion outside of the weather issues, and I am so sorry, Trevor, for everything that you had to go through last night on ABC 24. It did interrupt the performance of Sinners, I Lied to You, and shout out to my friend Jalen, who FaceTimed me during that because she knew that I would want to watch it, and it was really cool to see Eric Gales perform, Memphian Eric Gales. I found myself understanding why I love award shows last night, and I think I come to this conclusion often. It's not about the awards. I really don't care about the awards. I don't care what wins. I'm intrigued to see what wins. I guess if something that I really hated won an award, I might feel some kind of way about it, but I really don't care about what wins. What I care about is a 3.5-hour ceremony that is honoring a variety of art that moved me throughout the year. It's a celebration of stuff that I really enjoyed, or performances that moved me, or even from the In Memoriam segment, which I thought was the best In Memoriam segment that we've ever had. Take that In Memoriam segment, copy and paste it with, obviously the different people don't do the same one every year. That would be weird. But they had Billy Crystal there to do the Rob Reiner tribute, and then they brought out a lot of different actors who were in Rob Reiner movies, and they all stood on stage together, so I'm crying after that. They brought out Rachel McAdams to do a tribute to Diane Keaton. They were in The Family Stone together, and they brought out Barbra Streisand to do a tribute to Robert Redford. And then sprinkled within that was the typical video montages of everyone who has passed throughout the year. I thought it was a really beautiful way to go about that. And I was like, I loved all of these people. I want to honor these people by remembering these roles that meant something to me. And that's what the Oscars represent every year. Now, I also really loved this year of movies. And so it was fun to reflect on a bunch of movies that I thought were excellent and movies that we will go back to, throughout the future of film. One Battle After Another ended up winning 6 Oscars, including Best Picture, Best Director for Paul Thomas Anderson. He won Best Adapted Screenplay. They won Best Casting. And when they won Best Casting, I was curious if that's kind of the new sign of a movie's strength. If a movie wins Best Casting, this is a new award, so we've only had it one time. So there's not a lot of data on it. But in this case, Best Casting did go to the movie that ultimately won Best Picture. And I know Sean Penn won for Best Supporting Actor. As I mentioned, he was not there. He was reportedly in Ukraine. But I did love seeing the rest of the cast for that movie there. DiCaprio, Benicio del Toro, Chase Infinity, who was a star. She was my favorite look of the night. She was in this beautiful purple gown. Tiana Taylor, I thought it was justice for her to get to celebrate with One Battle After Another because I thought she was excellent in 1001 2 years ago. But I loved that movie. And, hot take, I also loved Sinners. And Sinners got a lot of love last night as well. And we can now say, Michael B. Jordan, Academy Award winner. The B in Michael B. Jordan stands for Best Actor at the Oscars. He celebrated at In-N-Out, which I thought was very relatable. Just take your little gold statue and take it to In-N-Out and get yourself a double-double and animal-style fries and a chocolate milkshake, and that would be the perfect night. But I was moved. I cried multiple times last night. It happens. And I cried when Michael B. Jordan won Best Actor. But we've seen him grow up. We've talked about this. And I think it's really cool when you have a young actor who goes through the process and the evolution of what it means to be an actor and all the different roles that come along the way. The first time I ever saw Michael B. Jordan was in Hardball. And I loved Hardball as a kid. And then this actor from Hardball pops up on All My Children. And I don't know how many soap stars to movie stars we're going to have in the future landscape of this, but I think it's cool, and we used to have way more of that. But I would watch All My Children with my mom, and here's Michael B. Jordan, and I recognize him. And then he's on The Wire. And then even years later, I'm watching The Sopranos later in life, and I think his first acting credit was a bit part on The Sopranos, and you're like, oh, that's cool. And then he pops into Fruitvale Station, and that's his first project with Ryan Coogler, and they've now had a storied, very successful career now culminating with all of the successes of Sinners. But within that, he becomes a total heartthrob with Creed, and he has the run through Black Panther. So you're in a big studio movie. And now he's recognized as one of the best actors. And I just thought it was a cool culmination of what it means to see somebody's career at each step of the way and then to have that ultimate reward. Would he still be a movie star if he didn't win an Oscar? Absolutely. But we do talk about this as a legacy builder, and now you can say Academy Award winner Michael B. Jordan.
We don't see that happen with people who come in that young and that prominent. From, like you said, from Hardball through All My Children, through The Wire, all the way through to now. At a certain point, something happens, usually, unfortunately, some type of addiction or some type of abuse or some type of allegation, something like that pops up in the actor's personal life that derails their career at best for a couple of years, for maybe 5 to 8 years, and then they come back and the redemption tour starts, and then they sometimes they're able to redeem themselves, and we forgive and forget some of the past misdeeds. And with Michael B. Jordan, there is none of that. There, correct me if I'm wrong, there's not a redemption arc. He's just been consistently getting better, going from pretty good to great to oh my. And it's been a steady progress for Michael B. Jordan. And I'm trying to think of the most scandalous thing that has happened has been his breakup of Lori Harvey, where he was like, yo, I want to get married. And she's like, no, I'm not ready to. Okay, we need to break up, right? Like that's
And even
that's
that didn't have a lot of tentacles off of it. Like it happened, and we
it
reacted
happened,
to it,
it
and then
happened.
everyone moved on.
He was at the Warriors game looking real sad that one time, and that was it. So like that is somebody who's done an admirable job for what we know to this point of just, it seems like being a good dude, being somebody who loves his craft and continues to grow and improve. And anytime somebody like that can be recognized, I applaud it, I appreciate it, and I appreciate Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan is one of those people who drives box office numbers, where it is, hey, who's in it? Michael B. Don't need to know what it's about. I'll be there when it opens, and it's great to see him recognized, and it's great to live in a world where he gets to go out there and make really cool movies, man.
And that's I like award success because it gives people, whether it be Ryan Coogler or a Paul Thomas Anderson or whoever the next up-and-coming director is, it gives them the clout where then they get money to go make cool movies. And I like cool movies. And I think one of my other things with award shows is I don't like to rank things. The older I get, the more I recognize. I could never have been a critic, ever. Because I love a lot of things. I love a lot of performances. I wouldn't have been mad if Timothée Chalamet won Best Actor last night. And there was a time where I thought he was really destined to win it for Marty Supreme. And Marty Supreme going 0 of 9 at the Academy Awards feels very Marty Supreme-esque. Feels like an extension based on that role in that movie. But it would have been cool if he won, because I thought he was great too. And that's how, watching one battle after another win Best Picture, people, stan culture takes over and you have your favorite. I have a lot of favorites. Sentimental Value. I could have made a case for that being my favorite movie of the year. And it won Best International Film. And some people were mad that it won Best International Film because certainly The Secret Agent was better than Sentimental Value. And I'm like, well, I also really liked It Was Just an Accident, which was technically a French film, but it was an Iranian film. And its director was at risk of getting arrested if he went back to Iran. So it's under the French umbrella. But I just love good art, and I thought we had a lot of it this year. I mean, I could make a case for F1. I had a great time at the theater watching the cars go zoom, zoom real fast. Chris was like, oh, I didn't see F1. Did I miss anything? And my first reaction was like, no, it was just a blockbuster. And then I went back and I thought how it felt watching F1 in theaters. And I was like, I liked watching those cars go zoom, zoom real fast. I liked watching Brad Pitt and Damson, what's his last name? Idris? I always think of Damson Idris, because it's not, obviously.
It's not the Idris.
It's not the Idris.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyway, other favorite moments, Amy Madigan winning for Best Supporting Actress for playing Aunt Gladys in Weapons, which
really?
Yeah, I thought she was the first award of the night before the weather system came through. She's married to Ed Harris, and I did not know until this award cycle that they were married. He most recently was in Westworld. I knew him from Apollo 13. He was also in The Hours. He's been around for a long time. They've been married forever. And the look that he gave her was like sublime. It was just the ultimate respect of like a couple being up there together. Jessie Buckley winning for Best Actress. I said this is the most Jessie representation I've had since Toy Story 2. So I appreciate Jessie B coming back into this world. K-pop Demon Hunters won for Best Animated Film along with Best Song. My biggest gripe of the night, they played the winners off of their acceptance speeches for both of them for K-pop Demon Hunters. And they did that a couple times throughout the night. I would rather the show be longer than to ever cut somebody off in that moment. I just think it's so lame, and it's so awkward watching from home, and it just feels unnecessary. If anything, cut stuff out in the middle. Like, there's so many bits that don't necessarily need. Did I enjoy the Bridesmaids reunion? Sure. Would I have rather had somebody who just, culminated their life's achievement with this award and having the opportunity to talk have like 30 more seconds? Probably.
Is it live?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the tough part, because if it's live, you want to make it to where it's an enjoyable TV experience, and we've got a very limited attention span. Mm-hmm. So we need the skits in between there to keep us engaged with what's going on. And if you're trying to allow people to go longer, you cut some of those out, then it becomes, something that people aren't going to sit down and watch. So it's a fine line to walk. I wish there was something like you where you could say, okay, hey, we got to play you off. You got to get off stage. But because we live in this age now where everybody's got something. So, hey, come over here, do your full speech, and we'll throw it up on somewhere. So because it is important that we hear these stories. There are some true inspirational moments coming from people in those moments where it is, hey, I'm at the top of my craft. Let me tell you guys about my journey. Let me try and offer you a bit of wisdom that I have. Let me try and inspire what I can out of you. And I also hate when those things get cut, because when those moments come genuinely and come from the heart, those are the best moments of anybody's award show. Like,
there was the director of, I think it was the best short international film that was, or it might have been a documentary, but it was something about Putin. I think it was Mr. Nobody against Putin. And that director's speech, I thought, was one of the more moving speeches of the night. And that's not someone, like, I don't know his name. I haven't watched that film. And yet that pops up. And I was like, organically, I thought that was the most important thing that was said on this stage tonight. And he got to say it in its totality because it was short and sweet to the point. But we, risk losing those if you don't have those moments for lesser-known people.
You're in the entertainment industry. You know how this works. Start preparing your speech, man. Time it.
It's hard when there's multiple people. That's what always happens. When you give the mic to the next, you got to have a spokesperson.
Y'all have got to sit down and say, all right, this is the person who's speaking, and this is what we want said. And the rest of us will come in here, and either you think two people. You think your mama and Jesus. You can thank your daddy and your grandmother. You think two people after the main person gets to talking.
Yeah. I think that was all my highlights from the Oscars. Conan did a fine job. I thought he was better the year before, but from what I saw, I didn't see the show in its totality, so I couldn't really get the feel. Like, it would be sporadic.
Okay.
But I liked the intro, and I liked the end of it. They did a play on one battle after another and moving the awards to YouTube, which I guess in the future I won't have to worry about a weather delay because they'll just be on YouTube.
What's YouTube
Not
TV
YouTube
like?
TV.
Okay, just
on
YouTube.
YouTube.
Oh, okay, yeah, then you're good.
So yeah, we're done.
So old boy won't interrupt you anymore.
Well, then I'm going to miss it because now I'm sad that everything's just going to YouTube. And they made a joke that, Mr. Beast will be the host for forever. And I don't want an awards show hosted by Mr. Beast. I don't want that. All right, we ran out of time for Hot Mess Express. We'll carry those over into later in the week. Busy Monday. We will be back tomorrow. It is a Grizzlies game day. Grizzlies Bulls tonight in Chicago. We will be back tomorrow to talk about it all. Mike Wallace will join us. Will Coleman as well. I hope everyone has a great start to your week. Stay warm. We'll see you later. Bye.
Watch one battle after another.